Sarawak finalised SOPs for international travellers. Agriculture industry engagement. Sarawak crime index drops. Those are the headlines tonight. I'm Charles Metro and this is TVS Nightline. Standard Operating Procedures or SOPs for international travellers entering Sarawak from Singapore have been finalised. However, travellers entering the state will be divided into two categories, namely Singaporean residents and transit travellers, said Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dr. Ahmad Douglas Uga Embas.
We make announcement that from the 1st of April, our borders will be open for visitors from overseas, and that's where the SOP has been relaxed.
Sarawak will allocate a total sum of 100 million ringgit towards a venture capital fund in the bid to further develop and modernize the region's agriculture sector.
We can become quality and quantity food producer ourselves, instead of relying heavily on imported food and produce. This is of course in line with the government's goal of being the net exporter of food, net food and food product exporter by 2030.
In addition, the fund offers grants and loans to help facilitate new farmers to start up their businesses, especially the younger generation, while encouraging others to try out gardening or urban farming as a hobby and possibly a way of producing their main or supplement source of income.
For those exploring the business aspect of farming and agriculture, the state government has various grants and loans and funding that will help with setup of business, as we believe in supporting our local existing or new farmers will generate income and improve their livelihoods. Other than generating income for the businesses and those employed, this will also impact local economy and generate growth.
The Sarawak's first Gardening and Farming Expo, Gardenscape Sarawak 2022, organised at City One Mega Mall from Friday 25th March until Sunday 27th March, aimed at creating environmental awareness, while creating a more attractive business ecosystem for the younger generation to get involved in farming with a new technology and more sustainable methods.
So this event is to encourage, in fact, the younger and the newer generation to embark in gardening and also in urban farming. We'd like to create the awareness and let them see that there is an opportunity here for us to create a business ecosystem for gardening, for smallholders of farming. And this is obviously also to supplement some of their income for those of them perhaps impacted by the pandemic. And this could be a supplementary income, it could be their main business.
Sarawak Trade and Tourism Office Singapore or STATOS partnered with Singapore-based IPC Tours to stage a high-tech virtual reality VR Discover Sarawak Day as STATOS Gallery as part of a campaign to encourage Singapore-based schools and teachers to choose Sarawak as a destination for an educational visit.
In a statement today, STATOS said the event, which was held on March 18, saw teachers and students being treated to an all-immersive VR experience showcasing the rich variety of food, festival and tourism attractions in Sarawak, as well as presentations by both Singapore and Sarawak-based tour guides. Attendees made use of a number of photo booth opportunities, and enjoyed getting to know more about Sarawak's range of food and products on display. STATOS Chief Executive Officer Chew Chang-Guan explained that the program was developed in response to a request by the Premier of Sarawak, Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, for STATOS to establish a new international education links between Singapore and Sarawak. Chew said he had arranged a similar collaboration between University Malaysia Sarawak, UNIMAS, and Denmark's Copenhagen University that saw students visiting Sarawak and came up with economics plans for better farming methods for the rural communities in the state. Meanwhile, IPC Tours Managing Director Raj Kumar said their interactive programs helped to bring the real world into the classroom. After the successful event, the STATOS team is looking to work with Singapore schools to assist them in putting together a private virtual learning tour at the gallery for their students.
Now on to the next update. Only 2 departments have shown an increasing trend in Sarawak's crime, namely commercial and narcotic, while others have recorded a downward trend in the first quarter of the year as compared to the same period last year.
Bagi 1 Januari hingga 19 Mac 2022, sebanyak 799 kes jenayah indeks dilaporkan berbanding 987 kes pada tempoh yang sama tahun 2021.
Mancha also added that other than the increase in the 3 categories, the index number of cases in the contingent have recorded a decrease of 188 cases from 987 cases to 799 cases this year. Although data showed a decline of 19%, however, the Sarawak Police Department will continue to eradicate efforts with plans and operations to be conducted. On commercial crimes, Mancha stated there was an increase of 126 cases, or 27.45%. This recorded a total loss of 16.5 million ringgit in 2022 compared to 12.8 million ringgit in 2021.
Bagi kes jenayah komersial, di Sarawak telah menunjukkan tren peningkatan sebanyak 126 kes atau 27.45%, yaitu 585 kes bagi tempoh 1 Januari hingga 20 Mac 2022 dibandingkan dengan tempoh sama tahun 2021 sebanyak 459 kes.
Police is committed in strengthening the knowledge and skills of its personnel to increase their professionalism level in order to better serve the people. Acting State Police Commissioner, Deputy Commissioner Datuk Mancha Atta said to achieve such professionalism level, PDRM will continue to improve services.
Dalam usaha memantapkan sistem penyampaian perkhidmatan pasukan, Kerajaan dan Kementerian Dalam Negeri telah meluluskan perolehan aset dan peralatan seiring dengan kemajuan teknologi terkini kepolisian moden. Untuk itu, PDRM merakamkan setinggi-tinggi penghargaan kepada kerajaan dan PDN yang amat prihatin akan keperluan PDRM serta memperuntukkan dana yang besar untuk kebajikan, keselesaan dan kesejahteraan warga Polis Raja Malaysia yang berhemat serta seisi keluarga dan para pesara polis.
He expressed his gratitude to all PDRM members who were the main pillars of the community and remained committed to ensuring safety, security and public order. He said so in his speech at the 215th Police Day at the Sarawak Contingent Police Headquarters on Friday. The ceremony was also attended by the acting chairman of the Police Family Association, Percap Sarawak Contingent, Datin Janita William.
2-3 pusat berjalan dekat yang berekod terkengkeng-kengkeng. Jangan lupa untuk saksikan Ardin berlari dalam borak taksi peng. Jangan lupa untuk saksikan Ardin pada hari Jumaat hingga Ahad bermula pada jam 2.15 petang dan ada 3 segmen Ardin akan sajikan.
Kami paksa diri kami untuk cari punca sebab Thailand bunuh diri.
Nya belum lagi ngaco agenda company. Kalau nya mula hal lagi, tahulah papa pada di bawah.
Munah papa si dapat nak percaya dengan anak papa ni pun, bagus papa pergi ngangkat si Bejit John.
Kita dolok scammer nak.
Ana mau tangkap kami ke sini? John ni berjantan. Ana ditahan.
Welcome back to the Nightline with the COVID-19 development. Sarawak today recorded 3 new deaths, including 1 brought in dead BID, along with 980 new positive cases. According to Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee (STMC) in its daily update, the BID case was a 57-year-old man from Kuching who was brought over to the Sarawak General Hospital on March 22.
Meanwhile, the second death case was recorded at SGH involving a 51-year-old man hailed from Samarahan who had hypertension. Another death was recorded at Bintulu Hospital involving a 75-year-old man from Muka who had diabetes, chronic kidney disease and hypertension. Out of today's total cases, 284 were in Category 1, 689 in Category 2, 1 in Category 3, 2 in Category 4 and 4 in Category 5. To date, Sarawak has recorded the cumulative number of positive cases to 293,818. Kuching remained the highest with 355, followed by Bintulu 116 cases and Miri registered 100 cases. The rest of the districts recorded below 100 cases.
On the other hand, in a video clip that went viral on social media of 3 children sticking their heads out of a window of a moving car in Jalan Tambun. This has resulted with the arrest of the 37-year-old father in Sunway City at 9:30 p.m. yesterday.
Perak Police Chief Datuk Miora Faridala Trash Wahid said man has been detained for 2 days until tomorrow, has 32 traffic offences. The case was being investigated under Section 336 of the Penal Code for committing an act that could endanger the personal safety or that of others, and Section 31 in bracket 1 subsection A of the Child Act 2001 for mistreatment, neglect, abandonment or exposing the child to circumstances that may cause physical injury.
A total of 107 tuberculosis cases were detected in Kuching District this week. Kuching District Health Officer Dr. Eunice Melissa Joseph revealed that so far screening tests for TB have been conducted in 4 localities involving 1,380 individuals throughout Kuching.
Di dalam komuniti tersebut. Setakat ini kita telah membuat saringan di 4 lokaliti iaitu RPR Batu Kawah, SPS Batu Kawah, Kampung Bumbok dan Kampung Jawa Semenggok, di mana seramai 1,380 penduduk telah disaring.
Dr. Eunice said that the cases in this program will be given further treatment, which in turn will help prevent the spread of TB in the local community. She said so during World TB Day Kuching level celebration held at the Jalan Masjid Health Clinic on Friday. Meanwhile, she said they have also been working closely with the Anti-Tuberculosis Association Sarawak in carrying out TB awareness campaign.
Pihak kami juga telah menjalankan kerjasama erat dengan Persatuan Pencegah TB Sarawak atau Anti-Tuberculosis Association of Sarawak atau ATAS dalam bantuan dan kerjasama menjalankan aktiviti kempen kesedaran penyakit TB di dalam kalangan masyarakat.
Among the program conducted are investigating confirmed cases of TB, contact tracing, as well as providing treatment and health clinics. She said this program will be done at health clinics around Kuching.
Cases of overweight and obesity are now increasing at an alarming rate in the country, said Deputy Health Minister Dr. Noor Azmi Ghazali. He said based on the National Health and Morbidity Survey, which is conducted every 4 years, 50.1% of Malaysians were overweight, with 19.7% of them facing obesity in 2019.
Meanwhile, as for children, 30% of those aged between 5 and 13 years old are obese. He said so when launching the Malaysian Obesity Week in Kuala Lumpur on Friday. For the record, in 2015, he said the same study conducted revealed that 29.4 Malaysians were overweight, while only 15.1% were in the obesity category. Nora Azmi said several initiatives had been made to address the problem, including collaborating with companies involved in the food and beverage industry to encourage the production of products that met the stipulated nutritional criteria, as well as imposing excise duty on sugary drinks. Apart from that, he said public literacy on health was important in the effort to fight the problem of obesity. He further stressed that everyone should play their role in helping to reduce the rate of obesity in the country so that there will be a healthier society.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr., an American environmental lawyer, once said, "The most patriotic thing you can do is to take care of the environment and try to live sustainability. With that, we all play a part in protecting our home, Sarawak." On Saturday, March 26, from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., over 190 countries will unite together to experience Earth Hour, an hour of darkness as a symbol to raise awareness of environmental issues our Earth is facing, including Sarawak.
Every year at 8:30 p.m. on the last Saturday of March, supporters in all over 190 of our countries and territories unite together, taking action on raising awareness for the issue facing our one home.
According to Dato' Wee Hong Sang, Mayor of Kuching South City Council, he said that MBKS will also be participating in this movement by switching off the lights at the council's office, parks and facilities under the MBKS jurisdiction. He noted that Earth Hour promotes awareness about environmental issues on a public scale.
But Earth Hour is more than just an hour for Earth. It is a movement for our own future, for the benefit of the people and of course the planet. So we have gone far beyond the symbolic action of switching off. It has become a catalyst for positive environment.
Various MBKS facilities would be in darkness for an hour, including Taman Kuching, Dewan Masyarakat, Kenyalang Park Traffic Garden, Song Keng Hai Hawker Centre and Stutong Community Market. Additionally, commercial areas such as Paradise would be participating as well. Hotels include Kingwood Inn, Kuching Park Hotel, Pullman Hotel and Penview Hotel, as well as major shopping malls such as City One Mega Mall, Viva City Mall and Aeon Mall will be coming together hand in hand to join the movement. With that said, we encourage the public to participate in the call to act for our environment and future.
I would like to take this opportunity also to invite the public to take part in this movement and of course to carry on these important missions. So can you imagine when millions of people switching off their non-essential electrical appliance for a time period? We reduce the stress on the demand for the resources, thus lessening the pressure.
This year, the Miri Municipal Council and Cebu Municipal Council will be joining the movement, with Cebu taking the lead. Meanwhile, in line with the No Plastic Straw movement, he mentioned that we have achieved in preventing 1.1 million plastic straws from entering wastelands and landfills. With that, there will be an event in collaboration with Naked Wonders happening at Paradise on the same day as Earth Hour 2022. Dato' We urges the public to come and join the event, and more information about the event will be out on various social media platforms.
Coffee has been a staple for many, regardless of their age. As a region, we are proud to be producers of our own locally grown coffee. Grown, processed and roasted all in our land, which also marks the beginning of a new era of Sarawak's coffee industry.
A coffeeologist, Edward C.K. Yong, started his coffee journey a decade ago through the Pekajaya plantation, which plants coffee beans and has over 500 farmers across Sarawak.
We have currently 500 over farmers based in Padawan, Lunduk, Samatan, in Sibu area, in Bakun area, Kakus, in this Baram and Bintulu. Yeah. Currently production mostly in Bintulu, Padawan and Lunduk. The rest are coming up within this year.
The founder of the Pekajaya plantation, Yong, also a certified coffeeologist from the German Coffee Consulate, said that he started this plantation with a few friends, aiming to help locals in longhouses to live a more sustainable life. This has evolved into supporting a community whose industry has shifted from paddy to coffee plantation.
Is to help the local. Yes, to give the local a sustainable living. Because our local here, especially in the longhouses, they have nothing to do. They have everything and they don't have anything. They only plant paddy. And besides that, they just sit around and wait for something to happen. So coffee is a year-round crop and it's not a heavy crop. So our local, they are the old folks, the young ones, they can work easily.
Recalling his footsteps, Yong started off his coffee adventure at Padawan, somewhere close to his heart, as he inspired farmers to give coffee plantations a try with guaranteed buyback. In conjunction with Gardenscape Sarawak 2022, the first ever gardening and farming expo in Sarawak, happening at City 1 Mega Mall from Friday, March 25th to Sunday, March 27th, Yong has opened a booth called Taste of Sarawak Rainforest, where many different local grown coffee powder and beans, including Liberica coffee, drip bag coffee, and Sarawak roast coffee, as well as an exclusive coffee ice cream made out of the Sarawak roast coffee, are sold there.
To let people know, because a lot of people still don't know that Sarawak has got our own coffee, you see. So when we talk about Sarawak coffee, people say, huh? Anybody growing it here? You know, so we would go to any expo, anybody who invites us, AgroFest or whatever, we will be there. And to let the people know that we have our local coffee.
Yong noted that they are planning to open an outlet in Kuching, hopefully by this year. Additionally, during the launching of Gardenscape Sarawak 2022, Deputy Minister of Agriculture and Regional Development Martin Ben mentioned that 100 million ringgit would be given to the agriculture sector in line with the government's goal of being a net food exporter by 2030. With that, Yong stated that this would benefit the farmers, especially with planting materials and fertilizer, which would then yield more crops and benefit the public.
Today, around me are many different booths with the smell of fresh flowers and fresh coffee brewing here at City 1 Mega Mall. This is Gardenscape Sarawak 2022, the first ever gardening and farming expo in Sarawak, which would be held from today, March 25th until Sunday, March 27th. Many may not have heard, but Sarawak has our very own local grown coffee. The interest of our very own Sarawakian, Mr. Yong, started off by going to the kampongs and inspiring paddy field farmers to look into coffee plantations. And this was the start to our first ever local grown coffee. Any coffee or gardening enthusiast, as well as the public, is highly encouraged to come and visit the expo for the next 3 days. I'm Moika Shimizu for TVS.
Misteri adalah sesuatu yang tidak dapat dijelaskan maupun diungkai.
Beauty Tips membawakan kepada anda bukan sahaja kecantikan luaran dan dalaman, tapi kami akan kongsikan juga kepada anda petua kecantikan semula jadi. Jangan lupa saksikan saya Azwa Shah dan Siti Zawawi setiap hari Jumaat jam 10.15 pagi hanya di TVS saluran 122 Astro dan My Preview.
Thank you for staying with me. And now on to our world affairs. Search and rescue work in the wake of the China Eastern Airlines crash in China entered its fourth day as storm clouds retreated on Friday, March 25, with emergency workers renewing their search for the victims and the flight data recorder.
Footage aired on Chinese state broadcaster CCTV showed emergency workers clad in protective outfits scouring the forest-clad mountains of the country's southern Guangxi region for victims of flight MU5735 that crashed on Monday, March 21st. No survivors have been found so far in a tragedy that has shocked the nation. Rescuers recovered one of the two black boxes on Wednesday, March 23rd. Meanwhile, the the plane's cockpit voice recorder has been sent to Beijing, and it could take 10 to 15 days to arrive at a preliminary analysis and longer before a final conclusion can be presented in a report, according to Chinese state media. Debris from the jetliner, including engine blades, horizontal tail stabilizers, and other wing remnants, have also been found, along with some human remains and personal belongings of passengers.
A long queue of Mariupol residents waiting for humanitarian aid being distributed by Russia at a former shopping center on Thursday, March 24.
Once a city of 400,000 people has been almost completely flattened by prolonged Russian bombardment aimed at breaking the resistance of the city's Ukrainian defenders. Hundreds of thousands of people have been hiding in basements with no running water, food, medicine or power, unable or unwilling to leave. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has said there was nothing left of the city. Russia's defense ministry has blamed Ukrainian nationalists for what it called the humanitarian catastrophe in Mariupol. After 4 weeks of conflict, Russia has failed to seize any big city and with its ground advances seemingly stalled, has engaged in aerial bombardment of cities, causing a humanitarian crisis.
Well, that concludes TVS Nightline for tonight. Here with me, Shoshameto, and I'll see you next time. Have a good weekend.
Anak yang tidak mendapat cukup makanan berkhasiat berisiko mengalami masalah berat badan, susut serta bantut. Kurang zat makanan akan menyebabkan anak kita kelihatan kecil dan rendah dari rakan sebaya.